hello everyone, I'm Co-Chief Meteorologist Bob Doogie.
And I'm Co-Chief Meteorologist Bob Book. Let's take a look at that weather.
And man, Bob, I'll tell you, it's not looking pretty out there.
No, it's not, Bob. There appears to be a heavy rainstorm coming with the threat of tornadoes.
Really, Bob? Tornadoes?
That's right. You see this red thing here? I got a feeling we'll see 47 tornadoes in the next hour.
Are we rolling?
And in 3, 2. So, what made you want to become a weatherman?
Honestly?
It would be helpful if you could be honest, Bob.
Honestly, I just wanted to get laid. I'm Bob Doogie, and I'm Co-Chief Meteorologist here at Live Weather News 5. I've been doing this job for 6 years, starting off as an assistant manager down at the Checkers restaurant before being let go for stealing food. Saw a position on Craigslist, and 2 weeks later, I was a meteorologist.
Really? You didn't go to school for this profession?
No. Turns out you don't have to be that smart to be a meteorologist. To be honest, I thought the job posting was about studying meteors. I'm a sucker for aliens.
What does meteors have to do with aliens?
I'm Bob Book, and I'm the other half of the chief team.
Why are there two chiefs on this channel? I was always under the impression that chief was more of a solo gig.
That's a great question.
And what would your answer be?
I think that's more of a Doogie question.
Why are there two chiefs?
Because you get 2 Bobs for the price of 1. Ha ha!
I told you needed to ask him. Wasn't that a funny joke?
Not really.
Come again?
The real reason is if we have 2 chiefs, people won't know who to be mad at when we ultimately give them the wrong weather report.
Fair enough. What made you become a weatherman, Bob?
I applied in person 20 years ago. It was kind of hilarious, really.
What happened?
I lied on my resume and said I was a weatherman. It's amazing how easy it is to lie on a resume. People rarely check with previous employers, and if they do, just have a friend on standby to take the call.
When I joined 6 years ago, Bob Book was the top dog. He had won 4 local Emmys and had a pending sexual harassment lawsuit. I think I was brought in to keep him on track.
4 local Emmys and a pending lawsuit. What do you have to say about that, Bob?
Listen, I want to focus on the weather. The lawsuit was dropped, so it's nothing to worry about.
Sexual harassment is a pretty intensive situation in most workplaces. Do you believe you are innocent?
Innocent is a strong word. Let's just say there's no evidence. We haven't had a weather event in 3 months.
Yeah, the Atlantic had been weaker.
I got a call from the president of Publix grocery stores.
What does that fat bastard want?
He says water sales are down. With a lackluster hurricane season, he needs to sell some water or he's going to have a huge write-off.
Okay. So what kind of storm is he thinking?
Just a rain event. Something just threatening enough to make people stock up.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, hello, everyone. Co-Chief Meteorologist Bob Doogie here. Looking at the radar, we don't have any rain. The temperatures look good out there. The next 3 days look to be beautiful. There is this little green mark over here, but I don't foresee it being a problem. It's all about painting a narrative. You have to start slow. You have to act like a storm is nothing if you want to bring attention to it. It's like a magic trick. Only show what you want your audience to see. Again, look right down here. There's a little bit of green. This isn't much to look at right now, and it's probably nothing, but we have to keep an eye on it.
That's right, Bob. The last time we saw this type of green show up on the radar, we had flash flooding and 47 people died back in 1989. But the odds of that happening are 1 in a million. A million-year storm.
Well, that's right, Bob. So we told you about it just in case, but think nothing of it. Moving on.
But aren't you getting your information from radars, sensors?
It's all about interpretation. That's why you watch 5 different weather channels to make up your mind. Each channel offers its own narrative. We just so happen to be on the dramatic side.
The next 2 days look gorgeous. Absolutely perfect weather. It couldn't get any better. The radar, however, is confirming our worst fears. This little green blob down here. It's still a 10% chance of becoming a full-blown storm. Really nothing to worry about. But Bob Doogie is telling you about it first.
How do you decide to ramp up the threat of these storms?
Well, it's not an exact science, but we have to give ourselves a couple days before the quote-unquote storm to cause hysteria and panic, and then change the narrative in a moment's notice.
As soon as we get the call from the Grocery Market Guild, we're able to roll back the threats and downplay the storm as nothing.
Hello, everyone. It's your two favorite co-chief meteorologists, Bob Buck.
And I'm Bob Doogie.
And Bob Jesus Christ.
What's wrong, Bob?
I take the Lord's name in vain because he is truly frowning on us today. Remember that storm that had a 10% chance of hitting us?
The storm that we named Steve, just so we could easily reference it?
That's right, Bob. Turns out Steve's chances went from 10% to 98% certainty that it will flood and kill us all.
My God, what can we do, Bob?
Well, right now, we'll be the first to tell everyone that you need to stock up on water, food, propane, and the brand new Kingstown Generator 47XD. It's the best generator on the market for only $29.99. Hospitals don't even have access to these.
Why do you name the storm?
People take a storm seriously if you give it a name. I name clouds just for the fun of it.
Do you think it's appropriate to put product placements in your forecasts?
Every time we do, I make an easy 10 grand. I bought my 8-bedroom mansion last year after the last August 27th storm. I mentioned the Kingstown Generator 46XD 77 times that day. It was pretty good. Can you believe this, Bob?
What's that, Bob?
The storm has morphed into a lethal weapon, and I'm not talking about the movie. This storm looks so bad, we made immediate recommendations to the governor of the state that we need to close all schools immediately and evacuate the state. Based on this radar track, I'm not sure our great state will even exist.
So why do you guys recommend school closures and evacuations?
My wife's a teacher, so it's a nice little gift to her. And when I recommend state evacuations, I get a vacation.
But doesn't the weather coverage continue during the storm?
It takes me about 3 or 4 hours to record a week's worth of reports. The nice thing about making this stuff up is I can make it up ahead of time and evacuate as my governor recommends.
In anticipation for the storm, the governor has demanded everyone evacuates or police would shoot to kill on sight if they find you in your homes or on the street. It's serious business. Don't risk your life with the storm or with the strands of tyranny. Escape while you still can. The storm is 12 hours from hitting us. All roads have been reversed to allow last-minute stragglers to escape.
That's right, Bob. It's scary out there. Grocery stores are sold out. There are no more generators, and 47 people have been killed. Those people were a mixture of being non-evacuees and looters. The governor has not released the number differentiating the two crimes, but essentially, if you're not in a car escaping our state, it's only a matter of time until we bury you. Now, on to sports.
How do you justify a storm that doesn't happen?
We focus on the positive. Well, everyone, it looks like our radars were real off the mark this time around. Turns out that green blob was just a flock of birds. Luckily, there was no rain damage, and the governor has lifted the evacuation order.
We dodged a close one there, Bob. Now, it's important not to let your guard down. Just because this storm didn't hit us doesn't mean the next one won't. We must stay vigilant.
So how do you balance the fake storms with the real ones?
We typically downplay 3 or 4 storms after we've made up 3 or 4. The reason is it keeps people on the edge of their seats, and they never know what to believe on the TV.
There will always be people who defy evacuation orders and not buy extra food or gas, but a good 70% of the people don't know what to do, so they usually do what they're told.
What's the name you give those type of people?
Sheeple. Did you see the hurricane alert?
No. Is it bad?
There's 4 hurricanes coming from Africa.
When will the occur stand? Do we know where they're going?
No. The satellite's supposed to be out for another 5 years.
Damn it, NASA!
If you're not given any tracks, then how do you make predictions where the storm will go?
Since the hurricane satellites went out in the Cold War, we've really relied on Skyground Elementary's kindergarten class. We hand each child a piece of paper and have them, write down their favorite numbers. We plug it into the program and get our tracks.
Everyone loves the Euro track. Usually the kid who knows numbers higher than 10 provides for that track. That's why it seems more accurate than the others.
Why do you source these numbers from children?
I was watching a ghost story show a few years ago, and these 4- and 5-year-olds would scare the bejesus out of their parents by remembering a past life. So we figured most children are in touch with the third dimension. Here we go again, Bob. 4 hurricanes in the span of a week, all heading this way. Look at these tracks. Some of them take them up to the Atlantic and ensure nothing will happen to us. But these 6 tracks take each and every single one of the hurricanes through us. We're still 10 days out, so it's nothing to worry about now. But the new Edison battery-powered smart car just became available and uses DC battery technology, which is great because you don't need gas. So pick one of those up before the hurricane washes the dealership away.
I just picked up my Edison, and it's really awesome. It's my #1 way to escape hurricanes.
How often would you say you're correct with your predictions?
50%. That's the great thing about being a weatherman. It's one of the few jobs that you can be right about half the time, because ultimately, we're not gods. We're not all-knowing. Even when the satellite was up and running telling us about these storms, they were only right 33% of the time.
We have better odds flipping a coin, calling it in the air.
And we do it that way way more than not. It's given us a pretty successful track record.
So say you didn't have pressure from grocery stores, car companies, or urges to close school down so you and your wife can go on a vacation. Would you still make up these storms?
Yes, and I'll tell you why. When there's a storm on TV, my ratings go through the roof. Bob and I are rock stars. We get free food at restaurants. Women offer themselves to us. People want to hang out with us. It's a pretty sweet deal.
Right. And when there isn't pending doom with weather, we are the least popular people at the station. Because unless there's a hurricane that's going to flood the state, we're just telling you how warm or cold it is. And since the invention of the internet and the smartphone, people don't need us for those numbers. They can get their predictions to the exact location they are standing. We can only give them estimates for about 50 miles squared. Hey, everyone, still another beautiful day. No green blobs of destruction. Just clear skies. Temperatures are 72 degrees for the high, 65 low tonight. There's really nothing else going on. If you look at the forecast for the next 10 days, it looks exactly the same. So, it's the time of year where you send in your suggestions, and we do things to entertain you. Today's request comes from Kyle Brothers in Fort Myers, Florida. He suggests that Bob and I wrestle on live television. Well, here we go. You're going down, motherfucker.
In your dreams, face.
Have you ever considered leaving your job?
No. And I'll tell you why. You know when you're at your job and you're just staring at your computer, pretending to look like you're doing work?
Yep.
Well, that's my job 340 days a year. Who could give that up?
I spoke a lot with Bob Doogie and Bob Book about their fears of technology and the potential of God killing us all with a 40-year flood. They simply said no comment and ended the interview. This has been 17 Minutes with FBC. Thanks for watching.
Live from the AOK production house and studio number 2, I'm Bob Doogie.
Hi, Bob. I'm Bob Book. It's great to have you here today.
Those are really great names.
We're taking over to the Echo Radio Show.
That's right.
Turns out you can lose your job for being a terrible weatherman, and that's why we're here.
That's right. Here today, we go for the weather report live. Things are bad.
Oh, you're right, Bob. Unfortunately, your neighbor is urinating in your backyard and setting it on fire.
Yes, indeed.
You're,
I wouldn't put it past him, actually.
I know. I don't trust that guy.
Now, I think it's important that we say right up front, okay,
Yeah.
that the hurricane was devastating for certain parts of North Carolina.
Yes, North Carolina and parts of South Carolina.
Yep.
Georgetown is about to get hit.
Yes.
With
it's coming
floodwaters.
back. Have you seen that?
Floodwaters coming back, yeah.
Well, Florence is coming back.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
Florence.
Potentially.
Hurricane Florence, went around out to the ocean. It's like, just kidding, and then turned right around. It's coming back. Yeah, the joke was more on not the folks who are going through devastating
I want to make that point.
Yeah.
We're not making fun of the people who are dealing with it, because obviously
that sucks.
They are, yeah. And for example, one of my friends has parents that live, I don't remember the name of the city, but it's on the coast of North Carolina, the southern part, not Wilmington, but somewhere up in there. It's a beach.
Yeah.
Out of power for like 10 days or something.
Oh, God.
So, especially Wilmington, too.
Oh, Wilmington got thrashed.
And myself and my wife have family in the center part of North Carolina. They have had, like, Noah's Ark floods going on.
I heard.
And I've never seen that in my entire life. I mean, we're talking 30 years here. I have never seen floods like that because they're not near a river.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lake there, sort of.
But it's not designed to handle that kind of water.
So, and I guess that's what, I mean, I even asked him, I said, what happened?
Yeah.
Like, where did this come from? There are still roads submerged.
Yeah, I saw a picture today of, I think it was US 40, where the water had finally, it was like flooded. It was like a river on an interstate. It finally went away, and there's just dead fish all along the interstate.
And, I mean, this is the foothills.
Yeah.
So it's just, it should not do that. I mean, I know they got a lot of rain, but
it's just not designed to handle it, man. They got a lot.
Yeah.
And I mean, and it's like the whole time you and I are like, man, we're probably not going to get hit.
Yeah.
And we didn't. That's the thing.
We didn't at all.
Yeah. You went to Florida. And I went to Florida. I went to St. Pete. Or St. Augustine.
Yep.
You went to Orlando. And we ended up just getting a little sprinkling for the day.
Yeah,
and
I kept looking at my doorbell camera, and it was like blue skies,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I kind of feel bad.
Yeah.
I mean, because I don't. This has happened before since I've lived here. I've lived here for almost 10 years.
Yeah.
It's happened several times.
Matthew, Irma.
And I've never actually evacuated, but they were so serious about it this time.
They're like, well, because remember, they said it was going to be a Category 4, potentially Category 5 coming at us.
Yeah.
And it dropped all the way down to a 1. Now, again, it lost its traction, but then it spread out, and then it hit more area harder, and it was slowed down. It was going 3 miles per hour.
3 miles an hour. That's why it lost so much power.
Yeah.
Because it's just sitting over land.
Yeah.
But the problem was that it was staying in the same spot over, Wilmington and all that.
Punching
and
it in the face.
Yeah, it kept pulling water.
Yeah.
Because the way it was turning, it was sucking water in and just dumping it.
Yeah.
So, again, I feel bad for those people. I don't want to make light of that situation.
No, of course not.
But I have to say that as that, sketch says, that's how our weathermen were acting here.
I swear. I mean, like I pulled almost direct examples from things I saw on TV.
Yeah, it was over the top. I mean, over the top ridiculous.
Yeah, because I swear, Bob Doogie talks about, kind of having this narrative, not wanting to do that. Well, so that happened because I was keeping an eye on that Hurricane Florence, way before it was a hurricane. It was like out in the ocean, and I remember the guys circling it. Well, it's right down here. There's probably nothing to worry about. It's not going to be a big deal. Just want to make you all know about it. It's out there in the Atlantic. It could come here. Probably not going to. It's going to swipe up here. No big deal.
Yep.
And then as it started to get a little closer, he's like, well, there's still a little chance it's going to hit us, but still it's too far out to worry about it and all that, and then it gets in a crash. You guys got to do something now. People are going to die. And then our stores closed, your work closed, like everybody shut down here.
I mean, the grocery stores were empty.
Yeah.
It was wild. I mean, it was like when a huge snowstorm's on its way.
Right.
The reaction was wild, and we actually ended up evacuating on Monday night because, keeping in mind, this thing didn't hit till what, Friday?
Friday.
Yeah.
But it was supposed to hit us Thursday morning.
Yeah, so
originally.
We did evacuate Monday night because we found out that both of our companies were closing down as of Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
And we saw that they were reversing the roads, and we drove by 26, and it was a parking lot.
Oh.
So we took alternate 17 out, and we didn't have any traffic the whole way, but we said, all right, well, we can't work.
Yeah.
I wasn't allowed to go to work.
Yeah.
They actually said, you're not allowed to come in. They shut everyone's access off.
Oh.
Okay, well, we left.
Yeah.
I mean, why not,
Yeah.
And then nothing happened at all. So, great. We got a week vacation,
essentially paid.
But I feel bad about it.
I do too. And I mean, it was crazy. And I remember because it looked like the storm was really going to miss us, and then all of a sudden this Euro track was like, well, actually, what it's looking like it's going to do is going to kind of swipe down along the coast, stay out in the water, gain strength, and then turn left on Charleston.
Right.
I'm like, oh my God. So we went and bought groceries Wednesday evening at like 5 o'clock. We were going to ride it out. And then when they said that, I'm like, all right, let's just get out of here. And then we left Thursday morning. It was actually a really easy drive. Took us 4 hours to get to St. Augustine there and back. And my work was like, we're closed. They would tell us every day we're closed. And I thought we were going to get to stay through the weekend. And I was banking on it. And then like in the middle of the day, Saturday, they're like, all right, we're opening tomorrow. And I'm like, no. Because I was like, I want to tell them I'm not going to be in tomorrow. I got to get there. But I'm like, but I'm only 4 hours away. Like, what a pansy. And then when I got there on Sunday morning, a buddy of mine, he's like, I drove 13 hours. And I'm like, oh, crap. I really couldn't have done that. So.
Yeah. And we came back on Sunday. And, of course, I did do a live transmission last Sunday night of the Val Paler story.
Yeah.
But it was a little over an 8-hour drive. Now, normally it's
6
between
hours.
5.5 to 6. We've made it a little quicker than 6 before.
Oh, when you go 130 miles per hour, you can do that.
But, generally, unless there's something very wrong, it's not more than 6 hours to get to Orlando. And this was 8.5 hours, I think is what we drove. And it was ridiculous because it was just wrecks all the way up here. There wasn't traffic. It was wrecks.
Yeah.
All the South Carolina people going back home. So, anyway.
That sucks.
And then we had vacation.
Yeah. Because not only did you go, you're like, well, we get a vacation out of it and all that. Well, you had a vacation planned the following week, and you thought you were going to just make this a 2-week deal, and then they had to come back for work for one day.
The problem was because we could have canceled our vacation.
Yeah.
Except that we prepaid for everything. We had events. We went to the Food and Wine Festival and Orlando, which I'll talk about in a few minutes. It was incredible.
Yeah.
But the events we paid for, you prepay.
Yeah.
And it is, it's non-refundable.
No.
And then we'd also paid for a VRBO that we've done now twice. So this vacation rental by owner, which was great.
We just booked ours for our vacation next month based on your recommendation. Yep.
Hopefully it'll be good.
3-bedroom house. Yep.
Excellent. You did check the reviews, I hope?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
That's the main thing.
Yep.
But, now the first one we have, I'll get into it in a second.
Yeah.
But that worked out very, very well. But you pay for it up front.
Yeah.
Again, so, that was another problem. And plus we had friends that we were going with to these events at Disney. And so we said, well, we can't really cancel the thing.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
So we did. We came back up Sunday, worked Monday and Tuesday, and then after work Tuesday went back to Orlando.
Oh, man.
So
what a crappy drive to do twice.
A lot of miles on the car. We did get the oil changed. It was time for a service, so we took it in Monday to get it done.
Where at?
That was a pain, too, I have to say. So we've been taking it to Hendrick in West Ashley.
Yeah.
And I think they were open. Their website said they were open.
They were.
But when you call...
Yeah, they were so swamped.
Yeah, so
people.
I couldn't call them to find out if they were really open.
Yeah.
And my wife was going to take it to work and get a shuttle over, so she couldn't really risk it, because... So I took it to the one here out in Goose Creek.
Oh.
And,
we'll have you right out right in the jiffy.
That's right. It was fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the Honda dealership there.
Oh, okay.
We have a manufacturer's warranty.
Yeah.
So we get these services for free no matter where we take them, although they are always shocked. We bought this car out of state.
The Pilot, right?
It's a 2017 Honda Pilot.
Yeah.
Very, very nice car. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm not disappointed with it at all.
Bullshit.
But we bought it, though, up in Greensboro, North Carolina, when we had just come back last December. And we honestly did not know where we were going to be taking it for services and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so we talked to the salesman. And he said, look, if you get the manufacturer's warranty, it is good for... I mean, it's free oil changes for a while. I don't know how long it is.
And then you got 36,000 miles coverage if it's a 3-year warranty.
Right. And then services, the A, B, and C service or whatever it is that shows up on the thing, those are all free anywhere that you take it.
Yeah.
Evidently, there are warranties also at individual dealerships.
Yeah.
Which is normal.
Yeah.
And so everywhere that we've taken it now to 3 different dealerships. Every single place we take it, they're like, well, we don't always take those warranties. And I say to them, yes, but this is a Honda warranty.
Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes we don't take it. And I'm like, but you're a Honda dealership.
Yeah.
They don't believe me. They think that I bought a dealership warranty.
Right.
And I understand that people probably get confused, but I'm not stupid.
Yeah. I bought a Honda. So
every single time, this is at 3 different dealerships. They go get the VIN number.
Yeah.
They're telling me the whole way, listen, don't be disappointed. I mean, they really pour it on
Oh,
heavy.
yeah. Well, they're just covering their butts.
Sure. And they get the VIN, and they come back in, and they type it in, and they're looking at the screen, and they're thinking about it, and they're like, and they look at me, and they look back at the screen, and look at me, like, do you have your ID?
Yeah.
And finally they say, well, I guess it's free. I'm like, yeah, I know.
I told you.
I told you that.
What you need to do is record it on video the next time. Like,
Yeah.
all right, watch the turn of events. See what happens.
It's been great, though, I have to say.
Yeah.
When they go through that whole song and dance, we get it for free.
Good.
So
well, you
that's
paid for it.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean.
You prepaid for it, and
Right.
you saved a little more money prepaying than if you would have bought it
right.
outright. I used to do that, too. My wife didn't let me do that this time around. Oh, by the way, I officially paid off my
Hey,
car.
That's awesome.
So
that's very, very cool.
it's ours.
Congratulations.
Thank
I bet
you.
that feels good.
It does.
Yeah.
Now I turn to the final student loan. I'm going to destroy that thing.
Yeah, I'm getting pretty low on my student loans now, too, so I'm very excited. I'm hoping within the next year, they should be completely paid off.
Good.
Hopefully a little sooner than that, but at least within this year,
Yeah.
they'll be gone.
Good.
So that's very, very good. And other than student loans, the car is in my wife's name.
Good.
So actually,
not your prob.
I mean, that we are joint on this house.
Yeah.
But pretty much the one that is really outstanding for me is the student loan. So that's good. But yeah, so I have to say it's worth it to have the manufacturer's warranty.
Sure.
It has been great. We did prepay for it, but when I take it in for these services, and this last one, they changed the differential fluid.
Yep.
So all paid for it.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Yep.
You just go in, get it done, be done.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
it. That's what I like about it.
So,
Yes.
all of that being said, I did just get back from my vacation.
Yeah.
Now, I have to tell you, we went all out on this one for this one particular event.
Okay.
It was my wife's birthday.
Nice.
The friends we were with were getting engaged. And so we said, okay, we'll splurge. Now, this was the Food and Wine Festival. I had not been to the Food and Wine before. We had gone to the Flower and Garden Festival that's in the spring.
Yeah.
Very, very nice. It's beautiful. They have food booths for that as well. Food and Wine just has a lot more of them, and obviously the emphasis is on food and wine rather than flowers.
Of course.
Anyway, so this was our first time going. It was very exciting. There's lots of cool things there. They do cooking demonstrations, and they bring in celebrity chefs, and there's lots of merchandise, and they have events, and there's the Eat to the Beat concert, which I want to talk about too. Let's go ahead and talk about that now.
All right.
Eat to the Beat. So there is a stage, and this takes place in Epcot.
Uh-huh.
And if you're familiar with Epcot, at the American Pavilion, there is a big stage there.
Yeah.
It's an impressive stage, too, because there are lots of the, smart lights. It's a massive rig, just fantastic sound. And it's in a little amphitheater that's right in front of the lake, so the sound is just phenomenal. We've seen quite a few things there that were really good. But this time, my friend said to me, we want to go see Living Colour. Now, I didn't recognize the name right off the bat.
Oh.
I said, Living Colour. I feel like I know that band, but I don't really know.
Jim Carrey was in it.
No, that's...
I know.
That's in Living Colour.
I know. I'm kidding.
Yeah, no, but...
That was good. And Jamie Foxx.
Yeah. So Living Colour, though, I did not recognize the band name, but later I realized that their big hit, and they had several, but the big one was Cult of Personality. Great song. I've always loved that song. This is a group of African Americans. Yeah. It's a 3-piece. No, I'm sorry, a 4-piece band.
Okay.
And Vernon Reid is the lead singer. This guy is 60 years old. We went there. Now, the joke about Eat to the Beat concert is that it's the you didn't realize these guys were still alive concert.
Yeah.
In some cases, that's true. Like, the Spinners come.
Yeah.
There's some bands like that. But Vertical Horizon was there this year. What's the Hey There, Delilah?
Oh, Plain White Tees.
Plain White Tees were there. There's, there's some good ones.
Yeah.
Anyway, we get in here, and I didn't really know what to expect. All I knew was Cult of Personality. They did 3 sets for 2 days. These sets were 5 songs each.
Yeah.
So in one day, spread out over the day, there's 3 shows of 5 songs. So they kind of did a whole 45-minute concert.
Yeah.
Spread out between 3 sets.
Okay.
Every set was different.
Okay.
So they went and saw an earlier set, and then we all went to the later set, and he said, these are completely different songs. They didn't play these earlier. I have to say, these guys were unbelievable. I don't think I have ever seen anything like this. I don't even know if I can give it justice. The guitar player was insane. No. I mean, he was playing... I've never seen anybody play a guitar like that. It was unbelievable.
Huh.
And if you go listen to some of those songs like Cult of Personality, there's some great guitar riffs in it.
Oh, yeah.
This guy was just blowing it out of the water. It was wild. And the bass player was great. The drummer, it was like watching Flea. These guys are 60-something,
Yeah.
It was wild. And the singer, he growled.
Yeah.
Like Metallica. Yeah, he was growling, and then 5 seconds later hitting like Little Richard falsetto. It was unbelievable. I have never seen anything like this. And the light show was wild. The sound was great. The guy came down into the audience during Cult of Personality. I actually sent you a video. He walked through every row of the audience, shaking hands and singing. And just every row of this amphitheater, he walked down every single row. They kept riffing, and he's screaming and growling and singing. And he gets all the way to the back, and there's a handicapped, I don't want to say handicapped, a disabled elderly lady was sitting in, the handicapped section.
Okay.
He sat down beside of her, turned his mic on, had a whole conversation, and then got back up, ran up on the stage, and just, it was unbelievable.
Very
I've never
cool.
seen anything like this. So, yeah.
Wow.
The coolest 5-song set I've ever watched.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
And I never would have expected it from Living Colour.
Living Colour.
So they have new songs. It was very bluesy, very jazzy, very hard rock. It was really wild. So that was a great experience, but that was free, included in the ticket.
Yeah.
The premiere, and I don't mean to keep going on and on, but it was a lot of fun. So the premiere event at Disney all year long, I mean, this is the one, is called the Party for the Senses. And this is where they, during the Food and Wine, they have a big pavilion there that's only for events. This place was massive. I've never gotten to go into it before. It's for their premiere events, so they only open it every once in a while. It's this huge space. And they bring in celebrity chefs. So I've got a picture of the lineup, maybe 30 of them, I guess. This year, and there's usually 1 or 2 big names, and then chefs from Disney, chefs from major restaurants in the Orlando area. We watched a cooking demonstration of a lady who owns a steakhouse / delicatessen, and she did a whole baking demonstration of macaroons and showed us how she did it, and there was a host there. They're cracking jokes. It was a lot of fun. She was one of the chefs. So the big name this year was Masaharu Morimoto, the Iron Chef.
Yeah.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah.
Right? Love this guy. You ever watch Iron Chef?
No.
Oh, man, you got to watch Iron Chef. With Alton Brown
Is that
and all
on
that.
Fox?
No, it's
no,
Food
it's
Network.
on Food Network. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I haven't seen it in a while, but yeah. You're right.
So he's like the original from Japan.
Okay.
Iron Chef started in Japan, and one of the guys from the show in Morimoto came to America, got with Alton Brown, and created an American Iron Chef. So Morimoto is one of the originals. He has a restaurant in Disney Springs now that's very, very good, Morimoto Asia.
Yeah.
So he was there. We got to meet him.
Oh, yeah?
It was really cool. So we bought tickets to what they call the Wine View Lounge. Oh. And I didn't know what to expect. So the way the thing is set up, there's a main stage where they have entertainment.
Yeah.
The lounge that we paid for is directly in front, attached to this stage. Everyone else is outlying, way far away. So we had Prime. We got to go in an hour early. We got to a special introduction from all the chefs. We got to meet them. and then start going around to see all of them before anyone came in. So Morimoto cooked Peking duck, and he handed out dishes and took pictures with everybody all night long.
Oh, wow.
So we got to go up, meet him, say hello, got our picture with him. He gave us his dish, and it was in this little cup of noodles glass thing to make it look cool, and it was duck. So much fun! It was a blast.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was good. It was amazing. And funny enough, it wasn't the best thing there, but they were all on a very high level.
Yeah,
and these are all like, everyone made a small kind of appetizer-sized dish.
Right.
So you go around and try a bunch of stuff. Unbelievable. These tickets were extremely expensive, so well worth it. So that was my week. I met Morimoto.
Yeah, wow.
I was very excited about it.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Yeah, really cool guy. If you ever watch Iron Chef, I mean, he's on a couple of things, really, but yeah.
Wow.
So.
No, my life wasn't that crazy. I mean, we quite literally went down to St. Augustine because a friend of mine down there, we kept texting saying, you just need to come. Just come down.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay. So we did, and, we managed to hang out with some friends we haven't seen in a few years, and went to the beach. God, it was so hot. Oh, my God.
Oh, the heat was oppressive.
94 degrees. Yeah, we I mean, it was fun, man. I'm glad we got to do it. I stuck to my diet, though I will say there was one meal that I broke diet, really, because I didn't have a choice. But it was a taco stand, so I had a burrito, and
nice.
Man, that burrito was freaking awesome.
A food truck?
No, it was a little shack
thing,
but it was right near the beach. It was really good. But I didn't gain weight. I came home, I was fine, and back to losing weight.
I haven't ever been to St. Augustine.
Oh, I think it's the oldest city in Florida.
Yeah, I think so.
The oldest city in America, something like that.
It's a beach, right?
Yeah, it's a beach. I mean, they got a lot of stuff. It's very big. There's like where we visit is a very rich part of that town. Like very, very high end houses and stuff. I mean, it's nice. Like, I was like, I could live here. If I had to, sure.
Yeah, I like Florida. I like it a lot.
Yeah. I mean, Florida's fine. I mean, I'm from Florida. I was born in Fort Myers. I don't go to Florida very often. I don't know. Florida doesn't have income tax. That's nice.
Yeah.
That was one of our friends was like, dude, when I moved here, I was like, I got a pay raise because I started seeing 8% increase in my paychecks because of that. I was like, oh, that's cool.
It's pretty wild to see the cost of living in Florida is pretty low.
Yeah.
We like to look at houses, and a lot of the houses in Orlando are half the price of the same size houses here.
Yeah, sometimes. I did see some houses that were pretty comparable to ours, maybe a little bigger than ours and around the same price. There's some nice $500,000-$600,000 houses that are very large, of course.
Yeah. I'm specifically talking about Orlando.
I
haven't.
Orlando's weird. It's because we've been to Orlando, and it's there's not a lot of, I don't know if it's like jobs, like outside of Disney and, of course, restaurants and stuff, but like career big jobs in Orlando. There's not as many.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tourism.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And that's what kind of shocked me. Now, there are very rich parts. Another thing we did while we were there, because we were there for 2 weeks, we went over to Celebration, which is the town that Disney built.
Yeah.
Michael Eisner built it. They wanted it to be the perfect town or whatever. It's not. They don't own it anymore.
Oh.
But it's really something. You go down there, and it's like you stepped into 1950.
Oh, okay.
There's an actual town center.
Yeah.
It's, sidewalks everywhere, trees. They have, when Disney did own it, there were extreme HOA rules, like they could remove your pets without you knowing.
Wow.
Trees had to look a certain way. Some of the trees were actually plastic and had speakers in them and this kind of stuff.
Wow.
So all of that is different now.
Yeah.
But it's a really interesting story that they tried to pull off in the mid-'90s to build this place. So we've always wanted to go over there and look at it. We went and we had to mail something, so we went to their post office.
Huh.
that's one of the areas that was like, I mean, everything's $1 million plus.
Oh, it has to be.
So, I mean, there are expensive neighborhoods, but the average Orlando housing is much lower than here. And I guess it's because it's most people are tourists.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people living there, I guess. I mean, there's still a big population, but that was weird for me to see that.
Wasn't Epcot originally designed to be like the perfect society?
Yeah.
And then it became a park.
Well, yeah, Epcot was going to be it's a really crazy story.
Yeah.
So Magic Kingdom was meant to be the only theme park, and they were going to develop the other parts of the land. There was going to be an industrial sector. There was going to be an airport, which the airport is there. It was built. They just don't use it.
Wow.
And Epcot was going to be a city that showed off new technology, and companies would sponsor certain parts of the city. You can go in Magic Kingdom and see the model part of it.
Right.
But the idea was that people would only be allowed to live there for, I think it was 3/4 of 1 year at a time.
Oh.
So it'd be constantly changing population. You would move in, be a part of this society for a year, however long it was, and then you had to leave. And they would have smart houses and always showcasing new technology. And the monorail was going to connect this to the theme park, to the industrial centers where you had actual plants and all that. Mm-hmm. When Walt died, they pretty much stock prices dropped.
Yeah,
and they had to figure out what are we going to do. And his brother said, "No, we're going to build what he wanted." And so they built Magic Kingdom. The rest of the land, they're like, "What do we do?" And so they finally figured, we're just going to make it a tourist destination.
Oh, okay. So they went against what Walt Disney wanted.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, Epcot, originally the theme park did sort of... He wanted it to be a continuous World's Fair.
Yeah, okay.
That you could go see people living there, though.
Yeah.
So it did kind of turn into that. That's what the World Showcase is all about.
Yeah.
And then Future World, originally all that was sponsored by different companies.
Right.
So World of Motion, you had, I don't remember who, I think it was GM. It was GM that sponsored that. Now it's Test Track, which is sponsored by Chevrolet. Spaceship Earth, sponsored by Siemens, although it's not anymore. Their name's still on it. and so on. So you did have actual, and that's why when you go into the land, you have the banana company. What is it? Chiquita Bananas sponsors one of the rides in there.
Oh, yeah.
And Smucker's is one of the restaurants. So that's the deal. Like, companies were sponsoring all that, and then the World Showcase.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Now I'm hungry.
Wild stuff, I know.
I'm hungry. Thanks a lot, dude. I gotta survive.
I have to say, though, that was probably one of the coolest things I've ever done. You didn't... I forgot I was in Disney.
Yeah.
Inside of this, like, Las Vegas type thing.
Oh, yeah, it sounds great.
Yeah, there was the entertainment was actually, they were from Vegas. It was a electric violin group that played classic rock. So they had a drummer and a guitarist and a bassist that were phenomenal.
Yeah.
And there was 4 girls, 3 electric violins, 1 electric cello. And they played, Led Zeppelin. They played Freebird.
Yeah.
That was their closer, was Freebird.
Wow.
And they did the entire solo on violins.
Oh, wow.
So that was super cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so it was really something.
Yeah, we booked our tickets. We're going to go to Animal Kingdom on a Sunday. Could not get the Fast Pass for that Pandora ride.
Yeah.
So I may try my luck and just go sit in line. I was like, honey, I want to ride that. Because I hear that's really one of the big reasons why you would go to Animal Kingdom.
It is. And I'll tell you this.
Yeah.
So my friends that went with us, we didn't go to Animal Kingdom this time, but they did.
Okay.
They rope dropped Flights of Passage and walked right on.
Yeah.
So I think you can get there. I think it opens normally at 9.
Yeah.
You can get there at like between 7 and 8 or something. But you can go wait at the rope, and when they drop it at 9, and in fact I think they let you in at like 8:30. You can, if you're in the first group, you will be able to get on.
Okay.
Pretty quickly.
We'll see. I mean, it's not a big deal. Yeah, because I fast passed 3 other rides, just like well, whatever. Because I've never been to Animal Kingdom, so I don't know what.
Oh, you've never been?
No, I've never been to Animal.
You got to get Everest. Did you get a fast pass for Everest?
No, I didn't.
Everest. Now, because Pandora opened, the lines at Everest aren't very long. That's the roller coaster.
Yeah.
You go to, it's a train to Everest, and there's a Yeti in the mountain. And
oh, wow.
yeah, it's probably the best roller coaster there besides the Rock and Roller Coaster.
Well, remember, I have a baby.
Yeah,
So
right.
I essentially had to pick the family-friendly ones. And we're doing Magic Kingdom again on that Monday.
I love Animal Kingdom.
Yeah?
I love it. I think it's great. I mean, you could do the safari ride and see all the animals.
Yeah, we're going to do that.
Yeah.
That was one of my fast passes.
There's a lot of walk-through areas, like a zoo type thing.
That's what we thought as a baby.
Yeah.
She probably appreciates seeing
yeah.
animals, you know?
Yeah, you'll love it.
Yeah.
It's great. I mean, there's a lot of the best shows are Animal Kingdom. They have a Lion King show. They have a Finding Nemo show that's a stage show of the whole movie.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. In fact, we have a friend from Catawba that works in that show.
Who?
Candace.
Is she still doing that?
Yeah, I think so. She works at Harry Potter World and Finding Nemo.
So she just goes back and forth. I know she's pregnant right now.
Yeah, so maybe she's not there right now, but she's in the play, I think.
Oh, okay. Interesting. I did not know that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, very cool.
Yeah, you'll love it.
Yeah. Well, I guess the new thing that I get to bring to the table today is that clearly there are new. So, you know, Apple has released a new iPhone,
I'm excited about it.
10s Max, and I'm holding it right now.
I might have to get it.
Yeah, it's a little bigger. It's not as big as I thought it was going to be. Like, I really, for whatever reason, I just thought this thing was going to be humongous. It's essentially the size of a Plus phone, but the screen covers the whole thing.
Well, the problem is now, is it Samsung that has that giant phone?
Yeah.
It's like the size of a small iPad.
The Note 9 or whatever it is.
Yeah, my dad has that phone, and it's just, for me, that's too big.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a tablet.
Yeah.
What you've got right there, and I'm looking at this, I have the 10.
Yeah.
And I held it side by side. It is bigger. It's a lot bigger. I mean, it's like an inch on top.
Well, it's you're going from 5.8 to 6.5.
Yeah, so
diagonally.
So almost an inch, and it's the width is the same.
The width is it? It's
Well,
a
close.
little wider, but yeah.
But mainly it's taller, which is cool.
Yeah, the camera's really cool, man. They even things they didn't really highlight. You know when you take a portrait mode and it cuts out the background of a person? Well, you have to take the picture and then wait, and then it would do it.
Yeah.
Now you can do it live.
Oh, that's nice.
Not only that, you can change the background of the picture. You know, when you do portrait mode, if you want it to be less blurry, you can turn down the blur.
I like that.
Increase it.
I have to say, 10 did a couple of things that I really like. I love portrait mode.
Yeah,
I think it's great.
Yeah.
I feel like a real photographer.
Yeah.
But the cool thing about it is not just the portrait mode is great.
Yeah.
But then you can also change the lighting.
Yeah.
And they have a couple of really nice, what do you call them? The vivid and noir and
filters.
The filters. They have a couple of really nice filters too.
Right. And you can do a lot of edits that go even deeper than that. A lot of people stop at the filters, but you can go in and individually drag things around and really make it sharp.
Yeah, and that's for me. I've taken a lot of really cool shots.
Yeah.
There's one filter is great. There's a black and white version and a color version, but it does like a stage lighting.
Yeah.
Where it highlights one portion of something.
Yep.
If you get a good angle on things, like I took a picture in Disney, and did a stage lighting on their Frontierland facade.
Yeah.
And the stage lighting cut out the facade.
Yeah.
So it's like black.
Yeah.
And then it looks like a movie set. It's really neat.
Yeah. Here, I'm going to hand you my phone for a moment.
All right.
I want you to look
Excited.
I want you to hold it and look at yourself.
Yeah.
All right, now turn those. You see those circles?
Yeah.
Go ahead and turn all the way to the last one.
Stage light mono.
And look.
Yeah.
Right now, but it's doing it live.
Oh, yeah.
It didn't used to do that. On the 10, you had to take the picture first.
Oh, no.
What?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'll change my pictures afterwards for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead and take that picture.
I like that a lot. Hang on.
All right, once you take it, all right, go ahead. After you've taken that picture, you look so nuts.
I'm trying to get it to...
You look like I killed a guy. Yeah. Oh, my God. He looks insane. He's looking at it like he's a freak.
Wait, I'm going to try to get like what's the guy? Charlie Manson.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you look like a Charlie Manson. All right.
Terrible picture.
But now tap on your square.
All right, I'm there.
So you see your picture?
Yeah.
All right,
Oh.
see, hit...
This is too much.
Hit edit.
Yeah, got it.
All right, now you see there it says depth, and you see those lines in the middle. Now
yeah,
swipe all the way. Oh, actually change it to where your background's not missing anymore.
Okay, all right.
Do that first.
We'll go to contour light.
All right, now go from left to right and watch the background.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave it on this stage light because it's hilarious.
That's fine.
Here you go. You can look at my crazy mugshot there. All blacked out.
You look like you're on a toilet and you just took a dump.
I love the 10. I will say this, and hopefully they fixed it with the plus there.
What? The Max.
The Max. Sorry. When I use portrait mode almost exclusively now.
Yeah.
It tends to slow the phone down after you use it for a while.
Oh, I mean, this phone's fast. Obviously, it's brand spanking new.
I mean, this thing, it's not, I mean, it's we're kind of spoiled at this point, I think. It's not, it's just that it will freeze it up every once in a while when you're using portrait a lot.
Oh.
So I don't know if it's just...
Well, that's kind of the big thing, because a lot of people ask, why would I upgrade to this phone? I'm like, there's a lot of under the hood things. It's just faster.
That depth is really cool.
Yeah, I mean, there's that kind of stuff too. Things are a lot faster though.
Yeah, okay.
And then I got the watch here. And,
I like this watch.
Yeah,
that is very nice.
This is the stainless steel gold.
Love it. I love it.
And it's got some new watch faces, but look, the apps, you can fit more on the screen.
That's nice.
You can get in here.
I love that. That whatever that is looks cool.
It's called infograph.
Yeah.
So I have 8 complications. A complication is anything that doesn't tell time on a watch.
Nice.
So I have like my rings
funny.
up here in the top left. I got the temperature up here.
Yeah.
My battery life. I have my timer.
That's very cool.
I got where the sunlight is on the Earth.
Wow.
Where the sun is in the sky, and the solar system world.
Wow.
And I get to choose what each of those are.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, it's a little lighter. Battery life's it's twice as loud, or it's 50% louder. I'm sorry. So you can do the feature called walkie-talkie, where
that's cool. Really,
if you and I had a watch, I could be like, hey, how's
no
it
way,
going?
like Nextel.
Yeah, exactly. Works just like that.
Now I still am. The phone service, it just steals it from your phone, right?
Well, you still have to pay for that though.
Oh, okay.
Well, what it does is it uses your number.
Yeah.
But it's like $10 a month.
Oh, okay.
And then it will, when you're not near your phone, that's when it kicks on to LTE.
Oh, but if you're near your phone,
it'll always talk to your phone.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So like for me, even though this is a cellular model, I'm not
Yeah.
going to set up the cellular. I always have my phone on me.
Oh yeah.
So I'm not going to pay for
But
that.
there is a watch that's not cellular. Like
yeah,
the iPad, right?
the aluminum models.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they're a bit cheaper. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can get it without it, but then you have to have your phone with you, right?
Yeah, right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, but it's not required. I mean, I tell people all the time, if there's ever a day you're not with your phone,
right?
Like, cause I met a lady today who was like, well, I don't want to bring my phone everywhere. Okay, well, that's a good reason to have
the cellular
on your phone.
It's only $10. It's not bad.
Right. But if you're like, no, I always have my phone on me. I only go to work and I go home.
Yeah,
and I'm looking at my phone on my breaks. If I don't have my phone, I'd be bored out of my mind. Yeah. So I don't need cellular.
Does it have the health app on there?
Yes,
like the phone does.
Well, no, but it tracks your heart rate, your calories, your exercise, all that. And there's also a new sensor in this, an ECG. So this is going to be turned on in the fall. It's FDA approved, so it's able to record your heart rhythms.
Wow.
And then you'll be able to share it with your doctor, so to see if you have an AFib.
Right. But it doesn't count your steps and all?
It does count your steps.
That's what I mean. Okay.
Count your steps and distance.
Yeah.
Even the GPS model does that.
Yeah, I think that's really cool. And the reason I ask is because the thing about it is that the phone, it's in my pocket most of the time.
So it has a pedometer.
Right.
Yeah.
But, because it's in your pocket,
yeah.
I feel like that on your arm would be a little more accurate, I guess.
Well, yeah. So you see here, I got my rings. I got 3 rings. The red is your calories. The green is your exercise, and the blue is your stand goal. And then if you swipe down, I've walked 6,518 steps. I've gone 3.44 miles. And I've climbed 1 flight of stairs. Because there is a barometric altimeter in your watch, too.
Yeah, because, especially when you're at Disney, there's a lot of walking, obviously. So
plus, you get those watch bands. You can put your ticket in your Apple Watch.
That's even
magic
cooler.
thing.
Yeah, the magic band, right? So, yeah, just looking at last week's, because my wife keeps her phone most of the time in her pocketbook, so mine is more accurate than hers.
Yeah.
I imagine if it was on your arm, it'd be pretty close.
Oh, yeah.
Wednesday, we walked 8 miles. Thursday, 12 miles. Friday, 6 miles.
Wow.
Yeah, so
and you still are fat as hell. No,
I like having that though. It kind of lets you know, because especially when you're doing a lot of walking like that, you're exhausted at the end of the day, and you're like, God, why am I so exhausted?
Yeah.
Oh, I walked 12 miles today. I see.
Well, and your your phone will be accurate because there's GPS on your phone, so it's able to accurately tell you the distance.
Yeah, and that's cool too.
Yeah,
so
and the watch,
I like having that. I just think it's neat.
Yeah, I mean, I love it for notifications. There's one really cool thing for the watch or the phone, which the watch kind of can talk to, is Siri shortcuts.
Oh, cool.
So it's a new app on iOS 12, and you have this on your phone if you have updated. Siri shortcuts, what it lets you do, it's really cool, is you essentially say one word or you say your phrase,
right? And
you can program Siri to do multiple things at once.
Oh, that's cool.
So, for example, I have one, and I say, Siri, send a ETA. It grabs the location of where I'm at, and it says, this is how long it's going to take you to get home. And then it takes that time and it puts it in a text message and texts my wife, hey, honey, I'll be home in blah, blah, blah.
Oh, that's awesome. I like that.
I'm going to do it for you, too, so you know when I'm on my way for podcasts.
That's awesome.
So I don't have to do crap. Just, hey, Siri, send Nick an ETA. And
nice.
I'm done with it.
I like that.
You can set it, I mean, all kinds of things. You could have just automation where you can say, all right, every time I say good night, make sure to turn off all my lights, turn off the air conditioner, send a message to Nick O'Kelly that says go fuck yourself, and and it does all these things one by one by one. It's like a very basic way of coding, if you will.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's neat. It's free.
Yeah, we used Uber quite a few times while we were down there as well, and that's something Siri can order you an Uber, and so there's a lot of it's cool for me. I know it's sometimes a little weird to think about, but it's cool the more that they expand these apps like Siri, like Alexa, where you can tell them one thing and multiple things happen.
Yeah, it all works together. Yeah, I'm a fan.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, man.
Well, I have to tell you, it's been a wild week.
I know. And I'm exhausted for reasons I can't really tell, but I'm tired.
I'm sure.
Yeah, it's been long.
Yeah, and we apologize for the weird scheduling last week, but we evacuated. So what are you gonna do?
Yeah, right. But with that, I mean, hey guys. Otherwise, we're here on Sundays and Wednesday nights.
That's right, 9 o'clock.
Yep, and of course you can catch
Eastern time.
Yeah, catch us on Twitter to the Echo Radio. Tweet us.
I need to get back on. I'm gonna get back on Twitter this week. I've been a little lax.
Yeah, that's okay. It's all right. I know I've been learning how to code.
Yeah.
So that's where a lot of my stuff's been too. It's all right.
Also, totheecho.com is the website.
That's right. Where we're always trying to bring on new guests.
That's right.
For our Sunday night show. So if you're interested in coming on the show, please reach out to us and send us a $50 bill. That will go a long way in getting you on the show.
Yeah, please do. We love to spotlight artists and actors now and comedians, whatever. We want to give a platform to you.
Yeah, that's right.
So I'm Nick O'Kelly.
And I'm Bob Book. Derek Casey.
And we'll see you next time to the Echo
Radio
Show.